Hello, I'm Nathan Wenger, and I'm here in the Barrow Media Center with... Please introduce yourself.
I'm Elizabeth Weeks Leonard.
Okay. Please tell me your name and when you attended or worked at Barrow.
Let's see. Well, my name at the time I attended Barrow was Elizabeth, and I attended for elementary school, which I guess, let's see, I was born in 1971, so I must have been 6 in 1977. Does that sound right, if I do the math right? And I attended through 5th grade.
Okay, thank you. What was a typical school day like?
Well, I guess it varied depending on which year I was in, but I lived very close to the school, and I walked from home. I lived over on off of Rutherford Street, close to Millage Avenue, where my parents still live. So I usually walked to school, and I remember having crossing guards at Bumpkin and Rutherford to help me get to school, and then safety patrols at the corner once I got to school. And then I went to my classroom, and we spent most all day within one classroom with a teacher, except for obviously recess and lunch. And then I also did the gifted program, so I would get to go to gifted class certain days, which was a lot of fun.
Okay, what did students do for fun at recess?
Well, kickball pretty popular when I was a kid at recess, and I've never been very good at those kinds of on-hand coordination sports, so it was a little bit stressful for me. I was often picked last for kickball, but I did play when there were options, but I also really enjoyed the jungle gym, and we had very few, at that time, wooden playscapes on the playground that's closer to Pumpkin, I guess, which I liked, and we played kind of imaginary games, like that the playscape was a big boat or a big house or something like that. And we also had a lot of clubs. It seemed like kids were always forming different clubs and naming themselves presidents of the clubs and deciding who got to be members and that kind of thing. So those were some of the things we did for fun.
Okay, thank you. What did you enjoy about school? What was your favorite part?
My favorite part, probably, I guess maybe this is different from what you're asking, but I really liked 2nd and 3rd grade in particular. I had Mrs. Bain as my teacher for both of those years, and she was one of the most creative and kindest teachers I've ever had. We always had these special days, I guess maybe once a month or so, with a theme, and there were all these different learning activities that went along with the theme. So one example was we had, she called it Lucy Lum Bubblegum Day, and we did all these different activities around bubblegum. So we learned about math and geometry by measuring the size of a bubble that one of the students could blow, and we had made a tool to measure the size and then graphed the different sizes of everybody's bubbles. So we learned math that way, and we did art projects around drawing Lucy Lum, who was this girl with a big bubble that made her float up around the town, and so we did drawings of Lucy Lum and different things like that. So those were some of my best memories of elementary school and Mrs. Bain's classes.
Okay, thank you. Did you have any, favorite subjects or anything like that?
I guess I guess they call it language arts, like reading and writing, which is still what I really like. I'm now a law professor. I went to the University of Georgia for law school, and I teach law students now, and so what I really continue to do is read and write, and that's where I first started doing it, was at Barrow.
Do you have any mock trials at your school?
I didn't. We didn't have anything like that. I guess, I don't remember doing much of anything with the law specifically, other than being a safety patrol. I guess that's kind of like doing something with the law. But No, I didn't do mock trials.
What was it like to be a safety patrol, and what were the different kinds of jobs like?
It was a lot of fun, and there were a bunch of different jobs. One was being a crossing guard, and I guess on different sides of the building, I remember just kind of being a door marshal and crossing guard. I liked the job where you got to ring the bell in the rotunda. That was always a fun job. Somebody was in charge of the flagpole and raising and lowering the flag every day, and we learned how to fold it the proper way into a triangle, which was kind of cool. And I guess those are the main jobs that I remember as safety patrol. I never got to be, somebody got to be like the head safety patrol. I don't know what they called it, but he or she got a blue metal badge instead of the silver ones, and I was always a little envious of that, but I just got to be a regular safety patrol.
So they had silver and metal badges on the belts back then?
Exactly. Do you guys not have those anymore?
No, we don't. What color were the belts? Do you remember?
They were like bright orange, like safety orange.
We have yellow and orange belts.
Oh.
So what were your favorite Barrow traditions, like Storybook Parade, Polar Express Day? Did you do that back then?
What was it? Ones you mentioned?
Polar Express Day?
Well, we didn't have that. And what was the other one?
The Storybook Parade?
Not specifically. We did, I guess one thing we had, I don't know, do you guys still have Barrow blue jeans, the like chorus?
No, we don't. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, that was one that I really liked. We had, I guess through the music teacher, we had a chorus, and we were called the Barrow blue jeans. And so our uniform, when we did concerts for parents and the school, everybody wore blue jeans, just whatever your regular blue jeans were, at a weight. But I guess kind of a button-down shirt was what you were supposed to do, and then a red bandana, like handkerchief thing around your neck. That was our uniform. We were the Barrow blue jeans, and we sung different songs for concerts and that kind of thing. That was a lot of fun.
Who did you perform for? Sounds interesting.
What's that?
Do you remember who you performed for?
Oops, I still didn't hear you.
Do you remember who you performed for? Like, who you sang to?
No. Sorry, I still can't hear what you're asking.
Do you remember what you performed? Like, what songs you sang and who you sang them to?
Well, I remember we sung them to our parents and the teachers and the rest of the school, but I'm trying to think. I don't remember a specific song. That's terrible. I don't. I remember we did a Christmas play one time, and then we didn't wear the Barrow blue jeans uniform that I described. We wore different costumes. I got to be a package, like a Christmas package. So I had a cardboard box that was painted, and it spelled out, all the different packages spelled out Merry Christmas. And I got to be the E in Mary, which I thought was pretty cool since my name was Elizabeth. My package had my first initial on it. And then we sung, Christmas carols and that kind of thing.
Wow, that sounds really neat and a lot of fun, too.
It was fun.
What are your favorite memories or stories about Barrow?
Well, let's see. Other than the ones that I've kind of talked about, this is maybe not a specific story, but one of the things I really liked about being a student at Barrow was knowing how many other people, like friends of my parents who had grown up in Athens, also went to Barrow. So these adults who were, my parents' age or older could tell me stories about the same classrooms that I was in at Barrow, and remembered, I think there was a story, I remember some kids that were kind of troublemakers and got into some trouble on the playground and ended up breaking a window in one of the classrooms, and how that was, quite a big scandal and that kind of thing. But I really liked that sense of connection from, people all over Athens who had experiences as students at Barrow, and feeling like I was a part of that history, which I guess is kind of what you guys are doing with this project.
Can you tell me more about that?
About sort of being a part of the Barrow history?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I loved being part of a school that had been around as long as Barrow had been, and knowing that it was part of that neighborhood, 5 Points, where I grew up, and that so many people had come through the school and started their education there. So it was pretty special to feel like, that was a tradition, and I was getting to be a part of it.
That sounds like really interesting, and I sometimes feel like that today as well.
Yeah.
I know people who went to Barrow as well.
Yeah. The other thing I liked about Barrow, as far as being a part of the community, and I don't know if this is still true, but when I was a kid, a lot of students in the school, like the University Married Student Housing, kids went to Barrow, and so there was a really nice, and a lot of those kids are international. Their parents do all kinds of different areas of study and came to Athens to work at the university. And so there was this really great diversity of culture and experience among my classmates, and I thought that was pretty special.
What historical events happened when you were at Barrow? Did any really significant historical events happen?
Oh, gosh, probably. Let's see. It was... I was in kindergarten, so I wasn't yet at Barrow for the bicentennial. That was the year before I got there. I can't remember anything. Well, let's see. Probably the biggest historical event I remember as an elementary school student was that Jimmy Carter got elected president. And my friend Sarah Fisher, who is also a Barrow graduate and is now an Episcopal minister in Chicago, she and I were big fans of Jimmy Carter, I think in part, because he was from Georgia, and we thought that was pretty neat that somebody from Georgia was running for president. And so we were fairly politically active for elementary students, and we made signs and flyers and tried to campaign as best we knew how to for his presidency. And then when he got elected, it was really exciting to feel like we were part of the political process in a way, and to see that he was in the White House. So maybe that was kind of my first experience in politics.
Did you have a mock election around the time that Jimmy Carter was elected?
I don't think we did. I don't remember doing that at school. I remember going, both of us we'd go to the polling place with our parents and go inside the voting booth, and I remember doing that. My parents used to vote up in 5 Points where the old fire hall was on Pumpkin Street. It's now moved to right there, the big fire hall in the corner, but it used to be down the street a little ways. And I remember going there, and there are rules about how close to the polling place you can campaign, and we were very aware of that, and we had our homemade flyers or posters about Jimmy Carter, and we made sure we stayed far enough away from the fire hall that we didn't violate that rule. But I don't remember at school having a mock election, but that would have been a good idea.
Okay, we did a mock election when around the time Barack Obama was being elected, and it was kind of neat because Barack Obama was elected president in our mock election, which showed that our parents had influenced us as well as us influencing ourselves.
Or you reflected the view of the nation, I guess, pretty accurately.
How has your time at Barrow influenced you over the course of your life?
Well, I think it's kind of going into the valuing that I got to go to a school that has such a history. It's made me really value education. Like I said, now my job is in education as a law school professor, and at a public university. I teach at the University of Kansas. So I think Barrow helped me appreciate education, but also public education, and the importance of being part of a neighborhood school like Barrow. There's been a lot of discussion where I live now in Lawrence, Kansas, about, with all the budget problems that are facing education and state budgets, about some neighborhood schools that are a lot like Barrow, and the neighbors and the parents and the kids are really concerned about it. And I don't have any children right now, but I am also really concerned about it because I think it would be so sad for children not to have that sort of experience that I was fortunate enough to have. So I hope that people see that and see the value of neighborhood schools and neighborhood public schools and don't use that as the way to balance the budget and find some other way to find the money rather than closing those schools.
I see that pattern even today in the people who have gone to Barrow, that they really value their education a lot, and I think that's kind of neat. And so I value my education a lot, too.
Yeah, no, it's really neat. And I had, my mother was a teacher also. She was a public school teacher, and she taught it most of the time out at Fowler Drive Elementary School. But when she was and so I think that's part of, just the fact that my mom that was her job, helped me to value public education as well. But she was actually, when I was a fifth grader at Barrow, my mom was doing her student teaching in a kindergarten class, in Mrs. Fortson's kindergarten class, which was kind of in the building at the same time. And again, I think that was another reason why public education was so valuable to me, because that was what my mom was doing for a living.
Do you remember anything about the structure and foundation of Barrow? How many halls were there?
When I was there were three. So there were three wings off of the center rotunda, and really two of them had classrooms, and then the third one had the library or media center, and below that the cafeteria, and the rest of that wing had some special classrooms for, I think one year our gifted classroom was down there, and the music room and stuff like that. So really just two wings that had regular classrooms on them. And I know there are a lot more structures over there now than there were then.
Do you remember the color of those halls? Because we've added new halls, and we call them the green hall. The blue.
Oh. So. Yeah, I think we called them it seems like maybe by letters, but yeah, they were not color coded. I remember, and I think the colors changed a little bit over the years that I was there, but the one color that sticks out in my mind is kind of this baby blue color that was on a lot of the walls. Yeah, we didn't. Go ahead, sorry.
So at the time you graduated, the halls were like a baby blue color?
At least as best I remember, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you would like to share with me about Barrow?
I don't know. Let's see, I guess, not specifically. I can't think of anything. I mean, there's so many good things and so many good teachers. Our principal, Mr. Hill, was great and was kind of an amazing presence. I was a little bit intimidated by him, but he was a very kind person. And I remember we had one of the, this is kind of embarrassing, but when I was a kid, having computers at school was a pretty new thing. And there were these old I think it was like an Apple IIc or whatever, like a big computer that just had, a black screen with green letters, and it was very, not at all like our computers now. And we didn't have very many of them in the classroom, but there was one in the principal's office. And sometimes as a reward, if you did well in class or finished an assignment, you'd get to go to Mr. Hill's office and play games on the computer. And I remember doing that, which was pretty nice. And it felt really special to be in the principal's office and get to use the computer.
Did you have laptop carts or just computers in the room?
No, we didn't even have computers in the room, much less laptop carts. There were 2 computers in the school that students could use total, and they were very, very rudimentary, not at all as nice as computers are today. So we were just learning all that stuff.
So you usually use the Media Center for research?
Yeah, and when we did, it was just, old, I don't even know if you guys still have have the actual card catalog where you pull up a little drawer and you sort through and find your book, and it has the call number, and then you go to the shelf and find the book that way. We didn't have a computerized card catalog or anything.
No, we have the computer card catalog now. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, so that was pretty different.
What was your first day of school like? Is there anything that really pops out in your mind about your first day?
Not other than the first day of school for me always was a big deal about what I was going to wear. So it was picking out what I was going to wear for the first day of school was important. And I remember the first day of elementary school, and I went to kindergarten elsewhere in town, so I moved to Barrow when I was a first grader, and I wore this, it was the 70s, so what can I say? It was not the best fashion time of our nation's history, but I had this green kind of polyester jumpsuit that had a little belt around it and had buttons and a collar, and that's what I had picked out to wear on the first day of school.
That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. The other thing, this is kind of a horrible memory, and Sarah will probably be mad at me for sharing it, but my friend Sarah Fisher, who I was talking about with the whole Jimmy Carter thing, she was always very nervous on the first day of school for all of elementary school, and almost without fail, every year she would get sick to her stomach and have to go to the bathroom to throw up on the first day of school. So she was pretty stressed out. And it was just like clockwork that Sarah was going to get sick on the first day of school.
Were there any really big changes between your first day of school and graduation day in Barrow, like the halls? Was there a new hall, or were any major locations moved?
I don't remember. It seems like the building was pretty much the same. Like I said, I think there were some improvements on the playground. Like we got those really nice playscapes during the time that I was there. But I think the halls were more or less the same. Maybe, classrooms moved around and stuff. But pretty much one wing was all, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, I think. And then there was another wing that was more like the higher grades. And that seemed like it was that way the whole time, as best I can remember.
How many playgrounds did you have?
Well, we had, I guess, 2, and then there was kind of the field where we used more for PE, but not so much for recess. On the back side, sort of on the Pinecrest side, I guess. Pinecrest and how Lumpkin comes around. But there was the one where I don't know if the buses still pick up right there on Lumpkin on the side, and then the one that was kind of behind the gas station facing on Lumpkin. I mean, I guess Lumpkin. Or Lumpkin and Rutherford, I guess is what I'm thinking about. And then, so we had 2, and then a big field that we used for PE.
We still have a playground near the gas station, but we have a playground near the big field.
Okay.
Then a small little playground over by the bus bay.
Okay. So, yeah, the bus one was kind of the main, that was like where kickball and stuff happened to PE class. And then that big playscape was over on the one behind the gas stations.
What were the special classes or activities? Did you have specials?
I did. Well, we didn't, stuff like music and that kind of thing, but the one that I remember in particular was gifted class. And I had Miss Jackson for gifted class, and she was great, and we got to do all kinds of special projects and activities. I remember one year one of my classmates made a paper mache volcano that actually spewed stuff out of it. I don't know if you had to put some kind of chemical like baking soda or something in it to make it erupt, but we got to do things like that, which was really fun.
Okay, thank you for your time. That was really great.
All right, thanks a lot. Have fun.
You too. Bye.
Bye.